Okay, we are rolling.
We are rolling, brothers.
And sisters. Champions of Champions boxing talk here. Well, it's easy to say I told you so when you get things right, because we can all be wrong, because this is boxing and anything can happen. But what a performance from Oleksandr Usyk. Masterclass, absolute masterclass. How one of the judges had it 7-5, I have no idea, but it was in the UK. But not even the judges, who gave a terrible decision in favour of Ricky Hatton's son tonight, could spoil Usyk's achievement. And that's what you've got to do when you're away from home. You have to dominate. Didn't I mention that if Usyk's legs, and I predicted Usyk to win. In fact, Joshua did better than I thought he would. To be honest, I thought Joshua would get stopped late. He nearly did in that 12th round. Sometimes you nearly get them spot on, don't you? And this was one of them. But, it was a unique performance from Usyk, even so. Even so. I did mention, didn't I, that if Joshua was to win, he had to be bullish early. But he was kind of gunshot to me. Now, credit to Usyk. It could have been them early left hands that he landed that rocked Joshua more than I think Joshua expected. Now, it was the shots, wasn't it, that you don't see coming. He couldn't see that hand speed. Now, I talked about if Usyk's footwork wasn't that good tonight, that he could look like Manny Pacquiao v. Ugas. But you know what we got a repeat of tonight? Manny Pacquiao v. Oscar de la Hoya all them years ago, when Oscar de la Hoya just could not get out the way of the left hand. What did Larry Merchant call it? Death by 1,000 left hands. Well, it was the same for Anthony Joshua tonight. Of course, what was remarkable about Manny is Oscar's head movement was very good compared to AJ's. But that left hand, particularly early, and credit to Joshua, he did make some adjustments to it, and he did land some good body shots. But Usyk would never allow Anthony Joshua to put a combination on him. If Joshua landed, Usyk would move before Joshua could put multiple shots on him. That's how you beat a heavyweight, a true heavyweight. You don't let him land multiple shots. The straight left as well, if you notice, he was doing some very good, precise work, Usyk, to Anthony Joshua's body. I don't think on the broadcast they gave that shot enough credit. I think that took the sting out of Joshua's wheels. And later on, it was predicted really, against the bigger man, that the smaller guy might be tired. It was the other way around. Joshua was the guy holding on. But I kind of did mention Joshua's gas tank, didn't I, in my fight breakdown. You see, I don't have any ill feeling to Anthony. I like Anthony Joshua. I was impressed by his spirit. Considering he was getting hit so often, and tonight was a punishing defeat, and I'll tell you why. Sometimes you're better off being knocked out clean than taking punch after punch after punch. That's what Joshua was experiencing tonight. He held his own in there, no doubt. And Usyk's face told the story that he beat a very good heavyweight in there, Usyk. Let's make no bones about it. But you see, I have nothing against Anthony Joshua. I just said it's about styles. Styles make fights. And I just think Usyk was wrong for AJ, and it proved to be the case. I don't always get it right. I'm just some guy on the internet, some idiot in the ether of the internet, right? But, as men, we live in a fact-based reality, guys, right? There's no hiding for us. The truth is the truth. We don't get to hide behind things. And no matter how much you dress things up with promotion in boxing, no matter how much you make a guy a superstar, boxing is a reflection of that hard truth. Boxing is a reflection of the fact-based reality. And in the ring, once the fireworks were over, right, we saw who the better man was. Once Eddie Hearn had stopped talking, once Tony Bellew had stopped talking, once the legendary Roy Jones had stopped talking, once them fireworks that AJ came down the ring with stopped, the bell rang. And then reality sets in. And I gotta be honest, I was worried that the fight wouldn't live up to the ring entrances. Boy, it did. It was a great fight. AJ could have easily have thrown in the towel there at times, particularly in the 11th and the 12th. But the guy's a warrior. That's the credit I'm going to give him. And I expect nothing less from him. To beat Anthony Joshua, you either have to be a master tactician and a master boxer like Usyk, who can be a switch hitter. Because when AJ made the adjustments momentarily to the left hand, Usyk then switched to the other hand. It was remarkable. And when Usyk did lose a round, he'd come back strong. When he did get hit, he'd hit back twice. It was masterful, right? But then Joshua, and this is through fatigue. You've got to match Usyk's footwork, not just his hand speed, his footwork. You've got to match it. That's very difficult for a guy 240 pounds to do. And then the adjustment as Joshua fatigued, he went back to his old pattern, and Usyk was landing again the straight left. And as the fight went on, Joshua needed combinations, but it was Usyk that was landing the combinations. Joshua needed to push Usyk back and lean on him, but it was Usyk that was pushing Joshua back. Masterful. I'm telling you now, I don't think we will ever see Anthony Joshua v Tyson Fury now. We could see Usyk v Tyson Fury. That would be very interesting. But this is the problem, isn't it? This is the problem. Again, this is the thing that shoots boxing. This is the thing that boxing shoots itself in the foot with. They marinate these big fights. You can't marinate in boxing. People play sports. People play basketball, football. You don't play boxing. Anything can happen. Even AJ in the rematch could be getting dominated again if he takes the rematch and land a shot out of this world and win it. You don't know. It's unpredictable. But now he's got to go against a guy who, like Deontay Wilder, Usyk now has all the psychological advantages over AJ. I'm not saying AJ can't pull it off, but he's up against it. I thought he was up against it anyway. As I said, I didn't think it would. Like, some people are saying, were you shocked about this result? Well, they didn't listen to my breakdown video, did they? I'm surprised Joshua finished the fight. I thought it would be a little easier for Usyk. AJ, to me, as remarkable a performance as it was from Usyk, AJ did better than I thought, because again, I was looking at the fight clinically. I wasn't looking at who was the richest guy or had the most fan base. No, it's what goes on in the squared circle that counts. Manchester United have a bigger fan base than Aston Villa, but they got beat to Aston Villa today. If you're not good enough on the night, you're going to lose. Doesn't matter how popular you are, right? And AJ's good enough. I'm not comparing AJ to Manchester United. AJ has done fantastic things in the heavyweight division. He's not a hype job. I won't have that. He is a tremendous fighter. So let's not forget that. And he did lose to me, the best fighter right now on the planet. And AJ's shown some good jabbing in there, some good adjustments, some good boxing IQ of his own. Let's not forget that. But again, it was a tremendous performance from Usyk. The Tyson Fury would have wanted a rough war for AJ tonight, but AJ to win. But that could be gone now, because it's a long way back from here. It just shows. As I said, Tyson Fury has an easier task with Deontay Wilder than AJ had tonight. But he's got to focus on Deontay Wilder, because you never know. We could end up with Usyk v Deontay Wilder. Boxing A, life A. I will say this about Joshua. There have been legends in the heavyweight division that have lost before. You see, the Floyd Mayweather era gave us this, you're nothing if you're undefeated. That's not the case. It's not the L's you receive in life that defines you. It's how you come back from them. And AJ, he's capable of competing and beating some good heavyweights still. But I'll tell you this, if Usyk would have had more power on them shots, had he been a concussive, say that had been Dillian Whyte-esque power, not even Fury power or Wilder power, Joshua would have been asleep tonight. So, it is what it is. But it's all about now psychology with AJ. Maybe you can't beat Usyk. Some guys just have your number. But that doesn't mean that you can't go on another great run. He's capable of it. Frank Bruno, I don't think was as good a boxer as AJ. But he kept his spirit high. He had 4 defeats before he eventually beat Oliver McCall. He kept bouncing back. AJ can do the same. He's got the support, the fan base, a great promoter in Eddie Hearn. And he's respected, and we know that he will never leave a ring unless he is given 200%, not 100%. But it's Usyk's night, the best pound-for-pound guy for me. People say Canelo Alvarez, but that's because he's the hottest ticket seller. But my eyes tell me, and the results tell me recently, Usyk is the man. And so are you guys for listening. This is Champions of Champions Boxing Talk.
I'm out, brothers
And sisters.